Raider Nation, what is up? It is your boy Cheeto Linus. Welcome back for another episode of Puro Raiders Podcast. Before we begin today's episode, I just wanted to tell you real quick that I'm really deeply saddened with the news. I heard this morning of the passing of one of our Raider content creator brothers, Spotlight. Those of you who know him as Spotlight, aka Darian Sonny Hopkins. Sad to hear him that he's go. So, just a loss for words. I did put out a little video. He is one of the guys that I started with in the beginning with this. It was actually a year ago a video that popped up, and it was me, him, and Protect the Shield. So it really saddens me to hear the news of his passing. So prayers go out to him and his family. Definitely don't ever want, to bury your own son. So those of you who knew him, who worked with him in the past, because he has worked with a lot of people for many, many years, from like Graf, Hammer, Dirty, my boy AR, and some of you from the beginning here who joined me, Sal, Dennis, y'all remember and here with me in the beginning when I started with him. So, prayers to him and his family, and I'll play the intro and then we can get the show started. I just wanted to touch that out with y'all real quick.
Trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
And I approve this message. Oakland Raiders, Oakland Raiders, Oakland Raiders. Just win, baby, win, baby, win, baby. We are the Oakland Raiders, Oakland Raiders, Oakland Raiders. Just win, baby, win, baby, win, baby. Don't need no invitation. No. We are that Raider Nation. We rock that black and silver. We make them shake and shiver. We make them reconsider. And we still committed. So if you want a piece of this, you can come and get it. Touchdown, touchdown. Let's throw a bomb on first down. Let's throw a bomb on every down. First we score, then we clown. Having fun, look around. Nobody loud as a Raider crowd. Nobody proud as a Raider crowd. NFL, how you like me now? We gon' do this open style. Nothing but action. I'm Bo Jackson, hit the hole. Run you over, goal line. Jumping over, going crazy. Lose your soul, lose your mind in the black hole. Here's the goal, Super Bowl. And everybody here, get to go. Don't need no invitation. No. We are that Raider Nation. Yeah. We rock that black and silver. We make them shake and shiver. We make them reconsider. And we still committed. So if you want a piece of this, you can come and get it. Oakland Raiders.
What up, Raiders? Look at this fool already getting ready.
You know what I'm saying? I got that Raiders Gatorade towel on, baby.
I see that, bro. I see that. I wear
this shit fire, boy. I'm coming out the tunnel just like this.
What up, big dog? How you doing, James? Welcome back.
What's up, man? I'm ready, man. I got my draft towel. I'm sweating over here. It's getting hot.
It's coming up. It's coming up, bro. Next week we'll be up in that shit. So let me welcome our guest. We do have a guest here on with us today from the Black Hole, Sacramento. What is going on, big dog? How you doing?
What's going on, guys? How you doing? Thanks for having me on the show.
Hey, man, thank you for joining us. Always good to have more Raider fans, more Raider brothers on the show here with us, especially with the draft coming up. People are getting tired of me and James pushing Shador in everyone's face. So it's good to hear someone else's perspective every now and then. Yes, me and James are big Shador fans over here, right, James?
Yeah, I know. I've done a podcast with James already. I know. I know his love for Shador.
Yeah, we're on the same thing. But salute out to the chat. Well, chat lives matter. Salute to my boy 401 Raider Jeff. What's going on? Raiders Food Chris. What's going on, big dog? Hey, check your phone. I think 805 is gonna message you. We might get together in Vegas for the draft, big dog. So keep on the lookout for that. Jack Kenna, what's going on, big dog? What's going on? Puro Pinchi Raiders. That's what's up, Chris. You already be knowing, man. Nav man. Welcome to the show. He's like, hurry the fuck up, Leo. Hey, man, I started earlier than normal. Normally, we're to like 7:10, 7:15. We got people waiting. So, shit.
We're on Mexican time.
We're here, right? Where's the flag? What's going on, big dog? How's it going? What's it going? Yeah, Jack, that's part of the news, man. He's like, I've been on live with him. I've been mad for him for years. Yeah, dude's been around for a while. So, yeah, it was definitely sad to hear that news today. Rose Town, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing? My boy Sacktown Raider Mike, what's going on? Now that I saw Sacktown, I gotta go get my vape. I totally left it right there on the side. I'll grab it right now. Desert Raider, what's going on? Yes, RIP to Spotlight. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Let's see who else we got in here. Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna go get the blinker right now. I'm gonna get the blinker. Yes, sir. Arnie, what's going on? Arnie, salute to Arnie. Welcome, brother. Welcome to the show. Oh, Who else we got? Shador. Here we go with the fucking Shador hate. Real question is, do we trade or pick down? But you know what? Let's get to it. Let's jump right on to it. We do got the draft coming up next week, as many of y'all know. So definitely looking forward to it. I know a lot has been said about, free agency, what we did, what we haven't done, have we done enough? But what are your guys' thoughts or feelings? How do you guys think we've been, or what position we standing heading into this year's draft? Does it seem like better than others? Seems about the same, or it's still question marks?
You want to go first, Jane?
I think we've gotten a little bit better in some areas. I think I still have some question marks in regards to that corner, that defensive back room. In my opinion, I think that we still have some question marks over there, especially after getting rid of Jack Jones. I think we have even more questions. Because Jack Jones wasn't that great, I mean, I kind of figured Jack Jones wasn't going to be a part of it, but I didn't anticipate he was going to be gone before we picked up the solution.
I did not either. I did not see that.
And so, I mean, Carroll must be confident in himself, but I definitely think that defensive back room needs help. Obviously, picking up Devin White helps the linebacker room, but I still think we need an additional piece there. And I think we need to also address the offensive line.
The offensive line, of course. Okay.
I think we need to get another good strong guard in there. I'm not sure how confident I am in Dylan Parham's status with the team as of late.
Yeah.
And I definitely think we obviously, the position we've always struggled at is right tackle. So, I mean, that right tackle position is something. And I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I saw something about this maybe about an hour after I got home from work today. And I saw something about they're talking about maybe shopping Colton Miller.
A left tackle?
Yeah. I saw something about there would be a possibility of him being shopped right now.
We better have one before we fucking shop him off.
I think I saw I watched someone on YouTube was talking about it because I was.
Don't say who it was. Who was it? Let me take a guess. No, I'm gonna be nice.
Well,
from all the insiders I listened to, they were talking about extending Colton Miller and Jacoby Myers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, him and Jacoby, right?
Yeah, I heard about the Jacoby Myers getting an extension, but I don't know about Colton.
Yeah, you have to keep Colton. You can't get rid of your left tackle.
Yeah, I heard about Colton on a show, but they were questioning how much longer he would last because of the injuries. So would it be feasible, or should we extend him, or see how this season plays out before we do? Because if you remember last year, he was hurt in the beginning, and then he started getting better. You could see him getting better towards the end. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade him unless their plan is to go in the first round and get themselves a left tackle. There is no way I'd trade Colton Miller.
That would be the only.
Because right now, I think our starting offensive line is fine, but we definitely need some depth at offensive line. I don't disagree with James about Parham, but I do think he's serviceable. So I think we're okay besides depth on the offensive line. I do like the Geno Smith pickup. We're definitely lacking at running back, definitely lacking at corner and linebacker. I agree with James there. That's why I'm excited about this number 6 pick, because I really think there's so many directions we can go here. There's going to be a lot of guys that are going to be there at that pick.
Yeah,
offensively, defensively.
Yeah.
If New Orleans really wants Shador Sanders, they can move up, trade with us. We can move back, still get a good player at 9.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the latest thing
you know,
I heard too about Shador is New Orleans.
I don't hate on Shador Sanders. I just think picking up Geno Smith, I just don't think the Raiders go that route in the first round
Okay.
at quarterback. But I'm not against it. I've been a fan of his from the get-go. I
Oh,
just
okay.
don't know how
Okay.
that'll work out.
You just don't see it. You just don't see the quarterback as a top need as the first pick because we got Geno.
If it was different quarterbacks, as much as I like Shador, I like Cam Ward. I'm not crazy about them.
Oh,
Not like Jaden Daniels last year. I would have been just fine with the Raiders giving up all those draft picks and moving up and getting.
Oh my
Jaden
God,
Daniels.
yeah.
but I don't feel the same way about these two guys.
About these guys, either Cam Ward or Shador, or
Right.
even Dart for that matter. I know Dart's the next one that's been brought up as well. Yeah.
No, I mean Dart or Jalen Monroe, any of those guys, I wouldn't mind getting them in later rounds and developing them, but definitely not the first round.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point though about the O line, James. I know Parham's the big question mark. I think we're good on the outsides with Miller, with Glaze, JPJ on the inside. But it's that inside part, the guards, that are still the question mark for me. How are they going to fees up? How are they going to do good? How are they going to mesh? New offensive line coach. It's Pete Carroll's son, right? First time coaching in the NFL. What's that going to look like? So it does have me a little concerned. No running game last year, so we still have to figure that part out. What running back are we going to get in the draft? How many are we going to get in the draft? So that's a huge thing to me. But I am excited for this draft because it seems like a team's a lot more stable right now. With Spytek, with Pete Carroll, with Brady, it seems like they're making moves. And even though the nation's getting upset because they don't see big names getting signed, but I think they're making smart moves as far as creating that depth and trying to build a solid team. So when we do draft, that's where they're going to build through it. Yeah. And having 6 to me is huge, bro. Huge. Because I don't foresee us being like this for the next 2-3 years at 6, My hope is that we're not here as much as, you get a good player, but I don't want to be picking in the top 5, top 10 for that matter. I see us, if we do at worst mid rounds like we normally are, but definitely looking forward to this draft. And there's so many options, I think that's what you said. Arnie brought it up right now. The real question is, do we make a pick or trade down for more draft capital? Right? That's been a huge topic, right? Everybody says we need more, so trade it out. You don't need Genty because you can get Hampton or Junkins later on, right? Obviously, Genty's good. Is he that much better where he's worth that top pick and there's a huge difference taking someone in the early second, third round, things like that? But where do you guys stand when it comes to trading down or staying put at 6?
So I'm okay with it. Like I was saying earlier, like if New Orleans wanted to move up to get Shador, I'm okay going back to 9 because I still think a lot of the guys the Raiders want will be there at 9. Even if they had to go down lower and get a running back later in the first round or wide receiver, linebacker, I mean, there's a lot of defensive tackles in this draft too. Sorry, I keep hitting my team, but I'm not against them moving back and getting more draft picks, but I also think we can get a stud at number 6 that can make a huge difference.
Right. Yeah.
And I like Genty. I mean, I'm totally fine with them drafting Genty at 6.
You be cool with taking Genty at 6?
I do think he is that much better than the other running backs in the draft.
Yeah. I mean, I like Genty. I think with me, the thing with Genty, sometimes I felt he was, I don't know. When I got told about him, to look at him, it was like, oh, he's generational. He's that. Like, he's a good running back. But to me, I just don't see it being where you wouldn't even second guess taking him at 6, Yeah. Maybe if there were less running backs, I would feel different. But I definitely see the talent level in him being better than the others. But is it that much better? So, yeah. What about you, James?
Like I said, if they move down, that's fine too, and got somebody else like Hampton or something, that's fine.
Honestly, I think it just depends, man. In my opinion, I think the only way I'm comfortable moving back, I just think if they're gonna move back, I'd be okay with moving back to say like maybe pick 19 max. And that's about where the Seahawks are.
19? That's a big difference between
here's where I'm going with this, right? So The reason I say I'm okay with moving back that far is because it's before the Steelers pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we can move back that far and still grab maybe, we're out of the top 10, we're at 19, we're kind of slowly edging towards late first. I think an ideal thing for us to do would be to gain some extra draft capital right there, and then like pick 19, pick 20, maybe right before the Steelers are going to come on the clock. Go ahead and just pull Jackson Dart out from the rug. Just pull the rug out from under Pittsburgh. Nasty.
Right. I think he makes it that far.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But like I said, it's a risk. I mean, it's a risk, but Shadour's still there. Or you could trade New Orleans if you really don't see Shadour being an option. But personally, I think Genty is a bluff. I know everyone has us taking Genty, and I think the Raiders are okay with that because I don't think Genty is where we're going at all.
No,
I don't think. I don't think that's where. I don't think that's where we're going.
The media's been the one pushing it more and more than anyone, right? All the draft analysts, the experts, all that. Genty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But when you say draft capital, how much draft capital? I think that's my question. Because I've seen people say they're good with adding a second round. I'm stingy. I want your second round and next year's first rounder. If you're gonna fuck, especially from 6 to like. Yeah.
I think I'd want it at minimum. I think I'd want a second and a third minimum.
You wouldn't want like next year's first or something like that. I'm just being
depends on how far down we're dropping.
Yeah,
I think the answer to that depends more on how inclined are we to actually try and win this season. Do we look at ourselves at trying to actually make a run with a younger team, or are we kind of like, we're looking more towards a year or two down the road? Right. That's what I think influences what you do, or how you would handle that kind of situation.
The second and the third would be helpful. I'm not gonna lie, because now you're picking twice in the second round, and we're picking twice again in the third round because we gave the other one up for Gino.
And then the fourth and the fifth, and you already have 3 picks in the 6th.
Yeah, because right now we have 11 total picks, so
something
you would
like that.
have 13 at that point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah. I mean, I like
further down we drop though. Further down we drop, I'd be asking for a first next year.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like when he said 19, like damn, that's to me. You definitely got to throw in next year's first.
If we're just dropping down to like 9 or something, then I get like extra second.
Just swapping with New Orleans, that would be different. Which is crazy now that you mentioned about, because I was thinking about the draft. I've been thinking like, how is it going to fall? What's it going to look like? Like if we get to 6 and Shadour and Dart are still there, do we fucking take that option and trade down? Say if New Orleans or the Jets or someone, or even Pittsburgh wants to move up to get either one of those guys, right? Like, do we really take that call and take it in, or do we do what we've been saying all off season? James is if Shadour's there at 6, we're taking him. There's no way, there's no question we're not, right? But you do have to examine the different options for sure.
Yeah.
Because to me,
what if someone like Carter's there at 6?
That's what I'm saying. If Abdul Carter or even Mason Graham, you just talking about defensive tackles. If Mason Graham is there at 6, like fuck, how can you pass up on a talent like Graham to put him on our D line with Max, with Wilkins, with Kuntz?
The linebacker Walker too. There's so many guys, man. There's so many guys.
The linebacker Walker. Yeah, there's so many, and I get there's other guys in the second and third, but those dudes are just to me are different.
The linebacker that's going to get drafted by the Raiders in this draft, I'm calling it right now. It's going to be Carson Schweizer. I'm calling it right now.
If he's there,
that's my dude.
Make it that far to the second. Yeah,
I think he'll make it to the second. I think he'll make it to the second.
Yeah, that kid's really good. Yeah, I've been a big fan of him.
I think there's going to be a lot of good players to the deeper rounds this year. I really do.
That's true. Which has been, I guess, the big argument, right? Like, do you want more depth, or do you take a quote unquote superstar in the top 10? Because that's what they're supposed to be, right? But either one is still a risk. I mean, look at Max. Max was picked in the 4th round, right? And look at the star he's become for us, right? But it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be a fun draft to watch this year for me because of all the different scenarios that could happen and see who falls. Yeah,
we should trade O'Connell during the draft. That's what we should do.
Okay, another part you brought up, and I get that. I really do. But in my mind, it's like I think I saw you on one of the shows, James, talking about that. And in my mind, because I think the other dude that was talking, I can't remember who that was saying like, yeah. Like, but in my mind, who's gonna offer you anything for O'Connell? You really think based off of last season, people are like willing to just send you draft pick for this kid?
Oh,
Like,
fuck no. That's worth a try.
You know what I mean? See, he's shaking his head like, like it makes sense. It sounds good, but
I get a box of Cheez-Its.
Like, what are people gonna offer you, in exchange for O'Connell?
A box of Cheez-Its.
He's a serviceable backup. He'll be okay.
Right.
Behind Gino.
Yeah. And that would be the other part, right? If they do send off O'Connell, then that to me would definitely say they're gonna draft a QB, right? Keeping him, you solidify him as your backup for the season, right? I mean, unless they're gonna bring up Carter Bradley as the backup because he's the other quarterback, but
the only reason I just feel like we're gonna draft a QB regardless is just when you look farther into Gino's contract, they have an out after the first season and the second season. It's real.
Yeah, they do.
The contract structure is real weird. So the way I'm looking at this is if we don't get Sanders and we miss on Dart, right? I really think after that, I think it'll be the Raiders picking between like Quinn Ewers and Jalen Milroe.
Or Howard.
Nah, I don't think Howard's in the discussion. Or God, at least I hope not.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly's guy.
I'll tell you
Chip
what.
Kelly's
I'll take Howard before I'll take Quinn Ewers.
Oh no, man.
I'm out on Quinn Ewers.
I'm out on Ewers, or especially Milroe. I get Milroe's a physical phenomenon specimen, but like I was telling the other day, rundown, I was like, if he's gonna toss me a beer, I better be on the other side of the room. But if I'm 5 feet away from him, fuck that. He's gonna hand that shit off to me because that motherfucker has no accuracy. And he's a quarterback. I get, you can run this, you can run that with him. Okay. But is he going to be able to throw the ball to the receivers?
And what do we say if it's Dylan Gabriel? If I'm punching the air.
Dylan Gabriel, it's like another thing. As long as we have Gino and where we take him, it's a project, right? To see what Chip can do with him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, so would Milroe. I get it. But the hope would be you can coach him up enough to play quarterback better in the NFL. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Ewers to me, maybe because he was such a hype in Texas and he never really lived up to it. And then he kept getting hurt, and then in key moments you would see him collapse. Yeah. But I get it. He's a big arm, good quarterback. Even some of the other like lesser known named quarterbacks who are coming up their name because of their size and their stature, that definitely something we could look at. It doesn't necessarily have to be Shador for me, but I would like for us to take a quarterback in this draft. Yeah. Until we find one. Yeah. Yeah. Who do you think they're going to lean more?
That's why I'd be okay with Monroe in like the later rounds, 3rd, 4th, 5th round, something like that, if he falls that far. Because he doesn't have to start right away. You could develop him. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You didn't spend a lot of money on him. But
yeah, that part true. Yeah, even like something
scary part is though they invited him to the draft, so that almost tells me that someone might be taking him in the 1st round.
Yeah, I saw the list of the 17 people that they invited or whatever. Yeah, I was waiting for someone to send it to me like, oh, they didn't invite your boy Shador. but yeah, I saw the names and he was definitely one of them. I was like, oh, okay, all right. So there's definitely
they typically only invite the guys that are going to be taken in the 1st round. Yeah,
because they don't like people sitting there. But if you remember, Gino was invited and he ended up having to wait, and he didn't get picked till the second day when it was his turn. So I do remember that about Gino. He was sitting there watching, and then the Jets finally took him in the 2nd round. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw the list. It was interesting to see the name of that list. Yeah. That is crazy. But yeah, man, there's so many different directions we can go. Because you think about all our different needs. I know, James, we didn't go on last week, but I didn't get to really share with you about Jack Jones, but I was shocked. Yeah, I was shocked, not because his play was so excellent, we shouldn't have cut him, but that he wasn't even given the chance to go out and practice and show what he's going to be It was just before we even got to OTAs. It was like clap. So that alone was shocking to me, and definitely now added a whole nother need at cornerback, which is why I've been more open to Will Johnson and Benjamin Morris and stuff like that.
I think you know what, and I think I have an idea of why the Jack Jones thing might have been cut off. I think because I would like to say Carroll is a guy that loves football, right? So Carroll strikes me as the kind of guy who, before he comes into a program, he watches constant tape and film. So I feel like when you watch the defensive side of the ball, which is what Carroll is known for, is his expertise on the defensive side of the ball, I kind of feel like maybe Carroll just couldn't help but notice Jack Jones making his quote-unquote business decisions that were talked about last season constantly, and maybe just saying, you know what, this guy does not love, Carroll being a guy who loves football, only wanting people that are going to compete every day and love football. I can only imagine Carroll probably looked at that and was like, okay, this guy clearly doesn't love the game. He clearly doesn't love to get down there and get his hands dirty. So I don't think he's going to be the right guy for this. Get him out of here. There's nothing we even need to talk about.
Right.
Yeah, he had a really bad year last year, and he started pulling that, missing on tackles and not giving 100% to take a runner down, things like that. And when Antonio Pierce was talking about those business decisions, that's what I think he was talking about. Yeah. And I think they just looked at it and said, let's just move on from him now, because his pay rate went up too this year from 1 point something million to like 3 point something. So they're like, let's just save the money and cut ties now and move on. And who knows, maybe kind of like James said, it could be a bluff about Genty at 6. Maybe they're going after Will Johnson at cornerback.
Right.
You never know.
I know with him, I know a lot of people have been questioning the fact that he won't run a 40, right? Whether it's in his own pro day training or when he comes to see you.
He didn't today either.
Yeah, he didn't today, right? He didn't run the 40?
No.
Yeah, see? Which I guess is huge. You want a cornerback with speed, but before his injury, if that dude didn't get injured and he played last year, I think no question in my mind, I would be like, take Will Johnson. Because that dude was that dude before he got injured, But, yeah, the corners definitely become a need. Arnie, our running backs, wide receiver, and linebacker room are ranked on the bottom of the NFL. Have position rooms really improved since the offseason? I know for sure the running back, the wide receiver, and the linebacker room haven't, with the loss of Spillane. And some people got upset about the Diablo loss. I was cool with that one. But who we've added. But, yeah, that's definitely something we need to address in the draft, right? Is those rooms right there.
Roberts and White are good additions at linebacker, but we are still lacking there. And definitely running back, like we said earlier. And wide receiver, we need one more.
No, I get you. Yeah. Hold on real quick. Nev Man, he said, hey, okay, if I ask for a moment of silence for our bro Spotlight, get to meet the godfather of the Shield. Surely a discussion of Russell happening. No, yeah, for sure, Nev Man. I already had planned for this at the end of today's podcast, and I did talk about it in the beginning. So we'll definitely go in there and we'll be able to do like a small little tribute for our brother Spotlight, but appreciate it. But yeah, so even with what Arnie was saying, you add the fact now what you call it has been added. Cornerback is a need to that list. How deep is our cornerback room now? You got what? Corian Bennett, Holmes, the rookie DCAM, right? Last year's rookie. They re-signed Webb. So who else do we have? We need to make more additions.
Stokes from Green Bay.
Stokes from Green Bay got added on, right? And then I think you pointed out, James, Pete Carroll and the type of cornerbacks that he likes. If you look back at the Legion of Boom, it was a certain size, it was a certain type of cornerback. And Jack Jones definitely didn't fit that mold. I get that. So it did make sense in that aspect. But I guess to me, I was just shocked that he didn't even get a chance to prove out there. But like you said, it could have been something they seen, something they talked about behind the scenes, with him, about him, or they were just like, no, we're ready to move on from him and then let him go find somewhere else to play. But I do remember that game about the business decisions, and then we were in Vegas for the Browns game, and then we looked on the field, and Jack Jones wasn't starting, and I was like, "Oh shit, he fucking benched him." Yeah, I was like, "Oh shit, he fucking benched him." So it was definitely was some business decisions being made last year, but yeah, corner has become another need, definitely for this team. Yeah, and I agree with you. The linebacker, we got Roberts, and we got what's his name? White.
Devin White.
So
Yeah.
we'll see how they pan out, with this staff. See what our coaching staff can do, PG. See what he can do. See what Pete Carroll can do. But definitely looking forward to see what this offense is gonna look like. Because to me, right now, I'm glad we upgraded the quarterback because it was such a need. And to me, that's a huge upgrade. I don't care what they say. Gino to what we had last year is a huge upgrade, But now it's like, what do we do as far as weapons? He's got Jacoby. He's got Bowers, but what else? Renfro came in, didn't sign, didn't stay, hasn't signed with anybody. So is that not even going to happen anymore? What's his name is still out there? The receiver from the Seahawks that got released. Lockett's still
Tyler
out there,
Lockett.
right? Yeah, he still hasn't been signed. So what are we going to do to improve that the wide receivers, or even in the draft? Because to me, the wide receiver class isn't really that deep in this draft. Or are there certain receivers you guys see besides, say, fucking T-Mac, and he's a top pick? That
I see two that I like in later rounds. I like Torrey Horton from I forget what college it is. I think it's like Colorado State. It's one of like the smaller colleges. I like Torrey Horton, and I like Ricky White from UNLV.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Anybody else?
I don't think you're going to see the Raiders make any like free agency moves right now until after the draft. I think they tried out Renfro if they're interested in him. I don't think that if they do sign him, it won't be till after the draft. Same with Lockett. I have a sneaky suspicion that after the draft, you'll see them sign Lockett. I think he'll be there by training camp.
To see what receivers they were able to draft or pick up, even undrafted or something like that, and then see about bringing those guys in.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense to see about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey,
no hurry to sign these guys.
Yeah, that's true. He said Genty at the 6 or trade with the Saints or Bears and get their first and second round pick. See, I'm not the only greedy one. That if we do trade with them, get their first and their second round pick. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see who does that. Yeah, I don't know if Money Chuck is in here, bro. I don't know. But yeah, that seems to be the biggest needs that we have, and it's huge, or what this offense is going to look like. Like in terms of running backs, aside from Genty, who are the ones you guys are looking at, or how many running backs do you think we should be taking in this draft?
I would say take one running back. I mean, there's a good amount of them. I don't know all their names, but we definitely got to leave this draft with at least one running back.
Who's the one you have?
Was it Hampton? Marion Hampton?
Okay, Marion Hampton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
like him too. There's a couple Ohio State running backs that are familiar with Chip Kelly also. Yeah. So we definitely have to leave with a running back though to add to that room, because I do think we have some pieces there, just not a solid starter at the moment.
Yeah. No, that's true. We do.
We did sign Mozart also.
We did. We signed Raheem Mostert. Do you guys think, and I was thinking about, somebody talked about it the other day, James. I don't know if you heard it, but how do you feel about that? It wasn't completely Zeus's fault, that it was a lot on the O-line. And then if he does have a more formidable O-line, we can see, I guess, glimpses of what we saw that year before.
Well, I've said before that I feel like Zeus didn't really get too much of a fair share. I feel like it was he had a rough start, then they gave the fucking keys to Ferrari to fucking Alexander Madison, who's never been a starter a day in his life, and I just didn't understand that.
Another backup, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand. I mean, I understood they were frustrated with Zeus getting it going, but I didn't understand why you would give it to aging Madison, who was an aging Dalvin Cook's backup. I couldn't understand why he was deemed the guy. And then when they started giving Amir Abdullah the ball and having him run fucking power O's and shit, I was like, what are we doing?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have Amir Abdullah running off tackle fucking running plays, and Amir Abdullah's like a pass catching screen back.
Right. Yeah. The whole concept last year was fucking trash. All bullshit aside. Our offensive coordinator was fucking horrible, right? The offense had no identity. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. So who knows what they would look like in a Chip Kelly offense? You know, I guess that would be the hope, right?
Yeah, I actually went into last season thinking the Raiders had a decent roster to compete for maybe the final playoff spot. But I think Antonio Pierce's decision to bring in Luke Getsy really set that team back. That and injuries, but Luke Getsy really hurt that offense. I don't think the line was as bad last year as it started off the season as you see when the Churners when the Churners took over, the offense got a little bit better, but we just didn't have the quarterback to really be successful last year. So I really think coaching decisions last year hurt the team more than actual personnel did. Yeah.
And if you remember last year, he wasn't our first choice, right? It was Cliff. Right. We all thought we landed Cliff Kingsbury, who ended up having huge success over in Washington with Jaden. But then for whatever reasons, it was an added year, or maybe he knew we weren't going to take or make a move to go up and get Jaden. So he decided to go over there, and we ended up with Getsy. And we ended up with Getsy, who fucking Devontae Adams wanted. And then Devontae fucking left anyway. So, motherfucker. But Jose, I know I've been saying that to people too as well. My draft surprise: Jacksonville possibly drafts Genty. And I'm saying don't be surprised.
Hashtag everyone knows how I feel about this. If you've been watching me with Leo here for a minute. Hashtag fuck17. Everyone knows how I feel about that.
Yeah, learn to forgive and forget, big dog.
No, I have 3 of those jerseys that are useless now. Useless.
He said we should get AOC MVP incoming soon. AOC 2025. It was one of my other boys, Jeff. He was big on AOC, but he's kind of giving up that wagon. Yeah. Coupon John has a poker face. Smoke. I'm really looking forward to it because, like you said, they've been good at hiding what they really want.
And that's the thing. It's not the Raiders coming out saying they're going to get Genty. This is just all the people making their mock drafts and all those things.
The sports media.
We really don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was definitely cool to Myra. RIP to D. Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Can we believe we're actually going to get these questions answered next week though?
I don't think so. We can't. I don't think all of them will be able to get answered on one draft. Right.
Well, at least with the draft situation, who we take first round and what we do and if we trade back, all that's gonna come to fruition, next weekend. So
I think the interesting part to me is if Shador and Cam are gone before we get to 6, that means the other talents got moved down, or even if the teams above us end up taking one of the offensive linemen, right? Then that pushes those other guys down. At that point, I might not be as willing to trade away that 6 and grab a Mason Graham or a Carter or a Will Johnson if they're there. Whoever might be there. To me, that's why I'm not quick on trading it now and seeing the way the draft board falls and then making the moves. Then, yeah. Because we could come here next Thursday. It's next Thursday, right? And then Cam goes 1. Who's 2? Cleveland.
Yep.
Yeah,
right? They take Carter, and then 3 say the Giants end up taking Shador. It's like, what the fuck? What happened? Right? And then Genty goes to the Jags. You're like, holy shit. And then that really starts to shake things up as far as who falls down to the position we're at 6. Yeah.
Well, okay, I don't think this will happen, but what if Travis Hunter falls to 6?
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I did a mock draft with my boy Rundown, and Travis Hunter fell to us. Without question, we didn't even second guess it. We clicked yes. Draft Travis fucking Hunter. Yeah. What's up, James?
If Travis Hunter falls, I'm still willing to trade back. That's me.
Bob is Hunter too. I would not. No way.
No,
No way.
I don't think
Shit! Look who's here. You made it.
Oh my God! Sorry. Hi.
What's
Hi,
up, Queen
guys.
B? What's going on? What's going on? How you doing, girl?
Nothing. Just tired. Rushed my ass home. I told myself, check the fucking camera. Check, make sure this shit's working.
There you go. See, you got it working. See, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good. Just trying to figure out, getting excited for next week. The draft is coming up.
Are
I don't know if you guys
going?
are. I might go to Vegas. I was talking to 805 earlier. I might just fly down
okay.
there. Either go to a draft party with him or see if you get a bunch of other dudes together. We can just meet up somewhere and watch the draft and enjoy it. Yeah.
I think the Black Hole's supposed to have one in Vegas.
They do. They're having theirs at
Yeah,
the
they do.
Palms, at the Ghost Bar or whatever. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then the Raiders have theirs at Yamava Casino. They have for season ticket holders. They're gonna have one there also. So, yeah.
And if anybody's in Sacramento, Shenanigans Kitchen and Bar in Citrus Heights.
There you
I'll
go.
have
I was gonna
Lester-
say.
I'll have
you guys-
Lester
banana.
Hayes. I have Lester Hayes and Leo Aragoose will be there signing
Man,
autographs.
Lester Hayes is one of the coolest motherfuckers you will ever meet, man. I met him in Oakland when I used to go up there for the home openers. He is one of the coolest motherfuckers you will ever get to meet, man. Lester
And
Hayes.
Super cool.
if you guys can't make it to any of those, you guys are lame like me. So I'm gonna actually go. I'm gonna go live on YouTube. I'm gonna go live with the Silver and Black Radio podcast, and we're gonna do a live online draft party. So that's an option too if you're unable to attend somewhere in person. You guys
Yeah.
are more welcome to come kick it, whatever. Watch me get pissed off at my fucking TV if we draft Ashton Genty.
I'm gonna jump on to watch you sad when Shador doesn't get drafted by.
Dude, I'm fucking. That's gonna be everyone. Everyone's gonna be like, "I'm coming in. Where's James? I'm coming. Is James on? He's on. I'm coming. I need to
Yeah,
pop in.
I was looking at that. I was thinking about doing the live thing, and I was talking to 805 about it. So many people are going to be on live at that time. Yeah. So I think I'd rather just go chill somewhere, watch it, and then pop in with y'all, Because I'm sure if Shador's there and we don't pick him, I'm going to hear it from all my Shador hater fans, right?
Mhm.
Because we passed up on him. What happened? What happened to your boy?
Mhm.
Right? What are you going to do with your Colorado jersey? All that shit. Yeah. But Queen, you guys doing anything for the draft?
I know my president's going to Vegas. They had told us if we wanted to go out there. But
Oh, yeah? For real?
I gotta work Thursday and Friday. I can't. I wish I
Fuck
Yeah.
that. You look like you're getting sick, fool. Yeah.
could.
Fall out.
Come on. My docs right away will give me something so I can be fine. Just so I go to work.
Arnie brought up.
I'll be home.
You'll be home. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're not gonna go to a bar somewhere or something? Don't you guys go to a bar nearby or other side of town? You told me.
Yeah. We have a couple of them, but the one we went during our watches last season, we're planning to look somewhere else though, because they kind of for the Super Bowl when we asked, that we were gonna go, he kind of like the owner kind of like put us to the side after the whole season. And we're like, what the fuck? All right, whatever. He was all like, well, this is where I make my more money. And we had our spot and everything. I was like, okay, sure, whatever. It's all good though. Yeah, so we're kind of debating where we're going to have our next
So you guys
spot.
are looking for a new spot, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So those of you who live in Arizona and know about the Sinister Club, find them a spot, yo.
West Valley. I'm just kidding.
There you go. Relax, gangster. Throwing up the gang signs already, huh?
I'm putting up the West Side, folks. Stop. No.
Oh, Arnie brought up a good question. We were talking about the draft, right? If we draft Graham or Walker, is Tyree Wilson's snap count down further going down this season? I don't know where you guys are, how you feel about it, but where you stand as far as Tyree Wilson. You think his time here is done? Should his name be added to the trade bait possibilities, or should he get another fair shot with this regime coming up?
I think he should get another season. We got to see what he could do this year. I don't think the first year was fair. I don't think they were planning to play him.
Right.
And then all the Chandler Jones stuff happened, and he was kind of forced into action.
I just.
I
think I'm ready to drop the gavel on this. on this take. To me, Tyree Wilson is certified bust, in my opinion.
Okay.
Bust. I don't see it.
You don't see it?
I don't see it getting any better from his perspective. I really just don't.
All right.
Can I
I mean,
agree?
because
I mean, I just hope. I just hope.
You hope. Yeah. I could see where you would want the hope because he was a 7th pick, right? Because he was the pick number 7. You want that pick to be successful.
He kind of the Tyree Wilson pick kind of it's one that to me kind of like is like a thorn in your side, kind of like the Alexander Leatherwood pick.
Right.
You know, he's not as bad at his position as Leatherwood was, but he's not much better. If you catch what I'm saying.
You don't think so?
He's been way more productive than Leatherwood ever was. Leatherwood did nothing. I don't think I saw him stop one person.
I don't know, man. With Tyree Wilson, it seems like as soon as they got to start moving you around the defensive line and you're still kind of struggling a bit, I kind of think it's just trouble in paradise, man.
Right.
You know, because
you're probably right. I got to see one more season though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're going to give him another chance. Yeah, I don't know. You haven't heard anything about them moving on or anything about trading. So,
but I hope I'm wrong. If you know,
yeah. Will Howard was in the Big 10, bro, not the Big 12. National championship. Yeah. My boy Raider Rebel, what's up, man? Riley Leonard and the 5th. Yeah, no, I'm a Notre Dame fan. Riley Leonard is not it. I wouldn't be surprised if Riley Leonard was undrafted, big dog. I don't care if they made it to the national championship. Oh man, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, definitely see a lot of people have different takes. You know, they like Shador, they like Dart. They want us to get whoever the best player available was at that point. You know, at 6. Some are for the trade back. You know, I just know I'm ready for the season to get started. You know, with that being said, there's a bunch of different things going on already in the Raider Nation. You know, I recently attended a little, I guess you could call it like a small little photo shoot get together. You know, Raiders Against the World. He invited me and one of my other boys out there. So that was cool to be able to hang out with Raider fans again. I know Queen V has had a couple of little events here recently, right?
Yeah,
Queen?
Yeah. We just went to Yuma to go do a community cleanup in Yuma. It was really cool. It was. We came back yesterday. We went over there Saturday, hung out, met a Yuma chapter that started out there, TVH, and so it was really cool with Eclipse. I don't know if anybody knows him, but yeah, so it was really nice. It was nice to do something, you know, and it was hot as fuck, but yeah. It was early in the morning. Oh my God. But it was very rewarding, you know, and we got to, I have to post some of the stuff. A lot of everybody else has, I just haven't had time today. I've been crazy at work and stuff, but the community, they were really happy that they got to see us there. And we got to actually say, look, you know, we're just not these rowdy ass Raider fans. Like, you know, we actually do something besides just, you know, keep cheering our team every year. You know, it's not.
We do.
You know what I mean? It's not just a seasonal, you know, shit. It's, you know, it's 365 days a year. You know, and then prior to that, we did our barbecue for and we collected stuff for a rehab center. And then,
yeah, I remember you guys did that. You guys collected stuff for the rehab.
Yeah, and now I have for this month also for the autism where my nephew's at, just collecting stuff for his school and stuff for autism the whole month.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
So those of you who want to help out, make sure you follow Queen, get more info, right? You can make donations, or if you live in AZ and nearby, attend as well, right?
Yes, hit me up.
Yeah. Hit you up. And then, of course, my brother here from the Sacramento, the Black Hole, we have an event coming up in May, right? You want to share and talk to them about that?
We actually have a couple things coming up here. And so we have our draft party that I talked about coming up on April 24th with Leo Aragoose and Lester Hayes. And we're also donating a bunch of luggage for a luggage drive for foster kids that weekend as
no
well.
way, you guys do that?
Yeah, they're
That is awesome. That's so awesome.
we're helping out someone from Fox 40 down here that's throwing it. They team up with Tiffany Haddish, and they get luggages for foster kids that have to move house to house and things like that. So we're donating luggages. And then, of course, the big thing is May 3rd, we're having a big Northern California, Northern Nevada barbecue. We have a lot of Black Hole chapters coming out and a car show. We're going to have drinks, barbecue. It's going to be a good old time. There's going to be tons of people, lots of fun. Come out and hang out with Raider Nation. And then the following day, stick around, get a room out there or something, because the following day, we're going back to where it all started for the Black Hole at Ricky's Sports Bar and Lounge. And we're actually going to be shooting our teaser trailer for a docu-series that I'm working on with Kenny Shed. So Black Hole's going to be there doing a teaser trailer talking about Black Hole Rob. We're going to gate up the parking lot, have the tents out there, have a DJ, and do an old school Oakland tailgate. So it's going to be a
you
good
guys are going to
time.
have the tents up like the old school Ricky parties?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, and you, anybody that comes out, you have a chance of being on camera, because like I said, we will be filming for our teaser trailer for a docu-series on mental health.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And huge shout out to you guys for doing the luggage thing. I work with foster youth, so a lot of people don't know. Sometimes when they're moved from home to home, they push their shit in trash bags and just move them around that way. I've worked at places and homes where these kids arrive in trash bags, or even when we send them off, right? Throw all their shit in the trash bag, put them in a van, and send them off. So this luggage thing is a new thing that's been going around that people have been doing. And huge shout out to y'all for being one of those organizations that does that. Because
anybody that's in Sacramento, they're doing it on the 25th and 26th of April out at Cal Expo. You can drop off any luggages out there. So
that is amazing, bro. That is awesome. I love to hear that. Yeah. That's crazy. I remember doing that, and it's put his stuff in the bag. I'm like, what do you mean put his stuff in the bag? Like what bag? In a straight up trash bag. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah. So it's definitely saddening. It's good to see people doing good out there. But I would definitely see you up there. In Richmond for the Cinco de Mayo one, for the car show. Going to Ricky's. Yes. I am going to be staying up there. Definitely going to go to Ricky's. Those of you who are from the Bay Area, used to go to Oakland back in the days, Ricky's was the spot. Yeah. I actually got to party with Bulletnikov and Villapiano down there a couple times, so it was definitely fun. Gonna bring back some memories and some old school Raider fun for sure.
I will warn everybody, Ricky's doesn't look the same as it used to. But
what I heard.
The owners there now do want to bring that Raider vibe back. So
okay.
Let's kick it off.
Yeah, that's what I had heard, that it wasn't the same. Somebody was telling me, "Oh, it's not the same. Why are you going?" And I was like, "Damn, man, what's wrong with trying to bring something back?"
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Somebody asked, when is the event in Citrus Heights again?
Citrus Heights. We are going to have a draft party on April 24th at 5 p.m. At Shenanigans Kitchen and Bar in Citrus Heights.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, shoot. Look who's in the house. My boy, Yaya. What's going on? Carnal with the C. What up, big dog? Those of you who know, you guys know him from the Raider Nation Wrecking Crew. My boy, Yaya in the house. Definitely see him. Another one we have coming up is also Bakersfield. The summer kickoff 2025 is in Bakersfield. I believe Yaya will be there. He's normally there performing, singing. I will be there in attendance, as well as other Raider fans, Raider groups. It's usually one of our biggest kickoffs, where we all start to get together. Jeremy Chin will be there doing the autographs. So if you have not yet, go on there and buy your ticket at Eventbrite, Summer Kickoff 2025. I believe the first 100 early birds, they get the autograph one, get like a special Black Hole t-shirt to go with it as well. We'll have more information that on Wednesday when I come on with the Raider Connection. My boy Lorenzo from the Raider Crusader will be joining us that day. But I am getting excited because this is the time of the year where, like I said, these events start to happen. The draft comes out. After the draft, the schedule, start planning out our trips, what games we're going to go to, like, sorry, it's your birthday. I don't give a fuck. It's Raider season. I'll see y'all next year. Yep. People start asking me, hey, can you come to this? I'm like, hold on, let me check the schedule. See where we're at that day. Like, so that part of the year is coming up, and that definitely gets us all excited, right? We definitely do come on here. I'll probably have you guys come back on again. I have you come on, Prez, see what your prediction will be when the schedule comes out. after the draft. See what we're looking like.
Ooh, 17 game prediction.
Yeah, we do a 17, and it's crazy because it changes, bro. Because when the schedule comes out, you might be hyped and say we're gonna go 17-0, and then right before the season, people start to get like, maybe not. Expectations start to wear down a little bit, right? But like you said, we're all Raider fans. It's all fun and good, and we all get along, big dog. Hold on, my bad. I missed it. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm trying to get there. Because Leo, are you going to the summer kickoff? I hope to meet you there. Yes, big dog. I will be there. I will be there. You will see me. I will have there. You'll see the flag. The flag will be there. That's how you're able to know where my booth is. I believe my boy 805 and then will be next to me. So I'll definitely be there. I'm bringing my little nephew as well. Little Noah. His dad's a Chiefs fan, but he converted to a Raider fan. So I'm definitely going to bring Noah because it is for kids as well. Kids do get in for free, and they're going to have a bunch of different events. So definitely looking forward to it. It'll be fun. And thank you, Mike. I appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate it. He said, I will most likely be there in Bakersfield. My boy Jay's going to be there as well. Yeah. And then MC Raider, even though I never get invited to be on this show, but it is my favorite. This fool, you always get invited, motherfucker. You're either working or you're doing comedy shows at your house. Don't tell him, right? Motherfucker. Right? Me and you got a pending conversation, big dog. But MC, you're always more than welcome to hop on here, big dog. You just let me know and I got you. But yeah, he would definitely be up there as well. And for those of us who are wrestling fans, WrestleMania this weekend in Vegas. So, fortunately I was not able to make it. I got to get ready for these events and get the merch and shit ready to go. But definitely getting excited for this upcoming season. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready. I'm getting there.
So when do you guys usually buy your tickets as soon as the schedule comes out, or when do you guys usually buy your tickets? Because I feel like when I know I'm going to a game, I feel like I'm guilty of like the schedule release. Okay, I'm pulling out a credit card right then and there, and I'm going to buy my ticket. And I don't know if that's the right approach, but it's just what I do.
I don't buy my ticket to the game till I'm actually in Vegas. Sometimes right before the game starts.
Yeah,
I've heard people do that because it comes out sometimes cheaper.
Yeah,
it does.
But I always get it right when I know the draft. Like I got my ticket already.
I get my room and flights right away, but then
that too as well. Yeah.
But mainly flights. Sometimes I wait on my room too, but usually I'm like last minute on the tickets.
I used to do what you do, James. I used to get it right away, and then I figured I end up paying the most because I did that. Because as the season goes, depending on how we are, those ticket prices drop. But I do look into the hotels. I booked the hotel. Flights, if I'm flying, I'll book the flight. But tickets, I usually depends on if I'm going away. I'll try and get them earlier just to make sure. But in Vegas, I think I'm kind of like them. Maybe the week of, I'll see how the prices are, and then I'll get them that day. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll be at the home opener for sure this year. So whenever it is.
Yeah. Those are the ones I go for sure. Yeah. I go to the home opener.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll go to SoFi, depending on what time of the month of the year it is.
You live like down the street from SoFi. You're going.
Dude, it was so fucking hot in that fucking sweatbox, though. It was,
but you're still gonna go.
Miserable in that shit. I probably will. I say that now, but I'll probably go.
You're still gonna go.
Right? Ardell, what's going on? It's time for this great and proud franchise to return to its rightful place. It starts with this draft and Pete building the culture like Gino. Definitely agree. See, these fools always talking shit. Leo, don't never send the link. Y'all know where I'm at. Y'all follow me. Let me know you want to come on, and I will have you on. Fucking Gravy and MC just like to start shit. I tell you. What did that fool say that got everybody laughing? He said, WrestleMania. Say hello to all the 8th graders. I was going to say, if we'll call Fitz an 8th grader, that fool going to be there too. Don't hate, because we still like wrestling. Shit.
Fake ass wrestling.
Yeah, but hey, appreciate y'all being here with us today. Thank you, Prez. Appreciate you being here. I'll definitely get to meet you in person when I go up north. Can't wait. Look forward to it. James, as always, welcome, Big Dog. Queen V, thank you for welcome back. She got her camera fixed.
Sorry.
So she will be back on weekly.
I got it.
Unfortunately, Tron was not able to make it today. He had some technical issues with his microphone.
See?
But he will be back next week. Man, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all gotta get this shit together for real. But anything else you guys want to say or share before we get out of here?
Just thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate you having me here.
Hey, anytime, and don't listen to those other clowns. If you ever want to come on, let me know and I will have you on, big dog.
I'll come on when MC Raider comes on again too.
There you go. See,
we'll do some comedy.
You could do some comedy together. See, there you go. You could do it that way. How about you, James? Anything else, Queen?
I'm glad I'm back. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll make sure this shit works.
I think that's all I got, man. Like I said, if you guys are online during the draft, can't go nowhere, I'll be live with Silver and Black Radio Podcast. I'll be live with him, me and Raider Will, and whoever else may join that. We will be live. As far as people, I still get asked this. People ask me which games that I'm for sure going to. Right now, the plan for me, the game that I plan on going to is I plan on going to the game in Houston. So whenever the Raiders play the Houston Texans, that'll for sure probably be the game I'm going to be at.
Okay, I think that's the one I'm leaning towards too because you mentioned it, right?
Same.
And then of course at Rudy Chavez 916. Make sure you.
A lot of people are supposed to be at that one for sure.
Yeah, I hear more and more names about that one, about going to Houston.
And then next year, I think next season, after this coming season, next season, I think another popular one is going to be the one in Arizona.
I've been to Arizona. I went there for a college bowl game.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
That one's
gonna be real
popular.
You're gonna be the one telling us, come down here, motherfuckers. Yes. Come down here.
yes. I can't wait.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely gonna look forward to it. I know one of the ones I'm looking forward to is definitely Houston away. We're thinking of an East Coast one, either New England or Philly.
I think a lot of people are talking about Philly, man. I've heard a lot of people talking about Philly.
I know Raider really wants to do Philly.
He wants to do Philly?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Vegas, home opener.
I think I heard Raider Jesse wants to do Philly, too.
He does?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll probably end up doing Philly then on the East Coast. Yeah, probably do that for sure. I know in Vegas, I'm going to do the home opener. If it's not the Cowboys, then I'll go back when they play the Cowboys. Because I'll definitely go with MC Raider to that one because he clowns the Cowboy fan so much. So he's going to need protection that weekend probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's going to need protection from the 8th grade wrestling fans, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But hey, much love. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here. Normally, I do close out the show with a song. It's actually Yaya and Fitz, Raiders Bitch. But today, I'm going to do a little something extra. I'm going to post a video that I have of my boy Darian when me and Chris used to do shows with him. So that's the way I'm going to close out the show today. Appreciate y'all. Much love to you all. Thank you for tuning in. As always, Raiders, sad to hear what happened, but appreciate y'all in the chat, what was going on today. And hopefully you all can just, remember this. No one deserves or should have to bury their child. It's sad, but, much love and rest in Raider, brother.
I know.
What's good, fellas?
But we're here, y'all. We here. I think we back. I think we officially back in business. Not for me. I still got to get my interface fixed. That's going to cost me some money because I don't have a 2-year warranty anymore. So it's going to cost me some money. So the Puro Raiders Podcast, episode 26. We are definitely in the building. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing today?
I'm good, man. I think my internet's gonna be good. I had the Spectrum guy out here. Oh, it better be.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, there we go.
I like it. Said nothing but Raiders. Shoot.
I know.
What's good, fellas?
But we're here, y'all. We here. I think we back. I think we officially back in business. Not for me. I still got to get my interface fixed. That's going to cost me some money because I don't have a 2-year warranty anymore. So it's going to cost me some money. So the Puro Raiders Podcast, episode 26. We are definitely in the building. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing today?
I'm good, man. I think my internet's gonna be good. I had the Spectrum guy out here. I was gonna have to give him some body shots if he ain't getting me right. So